he's right though. He's talking about almost lost to the Colts. And Brissett's playing well, so that's a good coach team. Let's just not disregard him because Andrew Luck isn't on the field. Brissett's playing well. But when it comes to the Steelers, this is why I have faith in the Steelers. They haven't played a complete game yet. We've seen individuals, and I said this before on the show. Juju Smith-Schuster is coming into his own, looks great, right?
Legitimate number 2.
Martavis Bryant hasn't had that one breakout against earlier. Stop shaking your head.
Nothing.
Le'Veon Bell, he hasn't had the full game with the 3 guys that are on that roster. Now imagine this. Big Ben goes out and plays lights out. You got A.B., Martavis, Juju, Lev. It's 5 dudes you have to account for, Shay.
Not against the Patriots.
Not against the Patriots.
This is a new team, and new elements will help this squad. Let's just not write off this team that has a tremendous record. I feel like we're not respecting the Steelers. That's all I'm saying.
You think right now they could beat the Patriots?
I feel like they'll give them a run for their money. Yeah.
Like Heinz Field.
Listen, what? I'm with Steve Smith. This isn't the Steelers of old. This isn't the Patriots of old.
In Heinz Field, yes, it's a battle. If the Steelers have to go to Foxborough, you think the Steelers can give them all they can handle? Knowing what we've seen.
This is the thing I love about this conversation. We can honestly say that the New England Patriots aren't the only roosters in the hen house. There are other teams that can challenge them.
They own the hen house.
It's
their hen house.
Okay, you need to tell that rooster that.
Right.
Okay,
Steve,
They're the rooster.
But but the point I'm trying to make is, it's, with the New England Patriots of old, by week 13, we'll be talking about this team like, oh, they're a shoe-in. No one's even close to even. All they got to do is show up, just not miss the plane.
That's true.
That is not the case right now.
Exactly.
You can say right now, when whoever the New England Patriots play in the AFC during the playoffs, it's not going to be one of those games where you go, I'll wait until the next game.
Great point.
You're saying, nope, get your popcorn ready, get the chips, get the dip. Hey, Mom.
I disagree with that.
Georgia, make the dip. Yeah. Let's get it going. This is going to be a great game.
I think more than ever this is the year that's the case. There used to be the Broncos defense would come crashing down.
That they wouldn't show up?
There used to be the Raiders last year if Carr was healthy. Who knows? This year, you really, Jaguars and Titans having a nice year. You're saying wild card round. Okay,
Blake Bortles is going to beat Tom Brady?
What do you think?
I don't believe Blake Bortles can beat Tom Brady. But you can't discredit the 2 guys that we just had a conversation with. Do you really believe that Jalen Ramsey will allow Amendola to put up 100 yards on it? I don't care what. I don't care what personnel you put him in. Okay, that's one guy.
7 years, Steve, since they haven't been to the AFC title game. They go every year. We love a relationship metaphor here. We love it. You had one earlier in the show. What was it? You compared the Patriots to a prom date or something like that? Give us that. We love that.
I just said their defense has struggled.
Right.
We talk about the last 3 games, and I have to look at my notes, and I tell you, when I look at Week 7, when they played the Falcons, they were ranked 12th. Week 6 against the Jets, they were 16th, the Jets, offensively. But they also put up 347 yards. Week 5 against the Bucs. At that game against the Bucs, last year the Cleveland Browns are on pace through Week 4, who was the 32nd team, had 1,500 yards they've given up.
Right.
The New England Patriots through Week 4 had given up 1,800.
It's 2 months ago.
Do you think Belichick and McDaniels have a week to prepare for the Jacksonville Jaguars in Foxborough, and they're shaking in their boots?
I'm not saying that they're shaking their boots. What I'm saying is it's not going to be a cakewalk.
Right.
I think it will be actually a football game. It will be a game that you go, hey, I'm tuning in.
Listen, the Steelers got talent.
They do.
Come on now.
We keep waiting.
We keep waiting. This could be the year.
Though. We saw Lev Bell not play in that game, and they lost.
That's the thing.
Gillislee was a healthy scratch, and they still ran all over a top 5 run defense in their own house. So I feel like even if they lost Deion Lewis, you've got James White there. The depth at running back and the fact, just even the way they can adjust without Dante Hightower.
Okay, so you telling me that you will take Van Noy covering Tyreek Hill? We saw that.
I'm taking the Patriots over anybody in the AFC.
45 yards?
Right.
And I
believe it was Cassius Marsh.
Okay, I like the New England Patriots. I'm just saying, as an analyst, I cannot just say the New England Patriots are a shoe-in.
Right.
You have to look at all these other teams and go, this will be an interesting game.
You said Chiefs in the early part of the show.
Yes, you got to give the Chiefs.
Gotta respect
they beat
their
them head-to-head in New England.
No, they didn't beat them head-to-head.
Smack them up.
They didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, but the Chiefs, the last 3 of the 4 games have lost.
Yeah, that is correct.
And the Patriots are going.
Yes,
it looks
that
like
is
2 different
correct.
ships in the night here, Steve.
Okay.
Week 1 is a long ways away.
I'm glad you said that. Speaking of 2 different ships, let's go Cowboys-Falcons. Two different teams than what we thought they were going to be.
Let's do it.
That's a great transition.
Listen,
Mercedes.
Highlights right here. Cowboys, Jerry Jones. This is the favorite. Who's your favorite Jerry?
Jerry Lewis. All the things he did with those I was in the telethon one.
Okay, who's your favorite Elliott?
Elliott from E.T.
Okay, I got Sean Elliott. He was a baller.
Elliott Ness. How about Elliott Ness?
Elliott Ness, yeah.
Elliott Ness, Untouchables, baby.
Yeah, gangster. Now, all right, listen.
Chicago.
Alfred Morris, he gets stopped 2-yard loss. Favorite Alfred? Is it Batman? Is that what we're going with?
Yes.
Alfred E. Newman, Nate.
Okay,
What, you worried? I know you're a Mad Magazine guy.
I feel you. 1 yard gain on that. They're struggling without their guy, Ezekiel Elliott. And here is Dak, Dakota Rain Prescott. Favorite song with rain in it?
After the Rain by Nelson.
I like it.
Isn't it you? It's the Let It Be of Rain song.
Candy-coated raindrops.
I like that. Third quarter, Devontae Freeman. Hey, KB, who's your favorite Devontae?
Parker? Isn't there a Devontae Parker, right?
Yes, he is.
We talked about him all day.
What about your favorite Freeman?
Freeman, McNeil?
Of course. All right, well, let's go. We got Claiborne right here up against Chaz Green. I don't know too many Chazes, but Chaz Green had himself.
Chaz Bono.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the Chaz.
All right, so then here we go, and there is my guy, Adrian Claiborne, making another play. And another play. Favorite Claiborne? Do you got a Claiborne?
Claiborne, are those mines from Call of Duty?
I like Liz. Love.
Liz Claiborne. And there's
Claiborne
Chaz Green.
Claiborne says,
I'm just seeing myself.
he said this week, he said, after the game, he said, I had one move.
And here we go.
I used it.
He used it, and he got after it, and it was play after play. And there is Tack McKinley. He hops on the ball after the fumble. And that right there, the Falcons, they beat up on the Cowboys, the Zekeless Cowboys, 27-7.
Tic Tac, the clear answer.
Oh, the orange one. Adams, great job. You're back. You're back.
Thank you. Is that my back?
You're back.
I appreciate that. All right. For the latest news and notes around the league, let's welcome in our NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport, this morning. Good morning to you, Ian. Great to see you. Great to have you in studio last week. I know we're very busy, but we have to talk about those Packers. They get the win, but they did have a couple of losses. Their backfield, Ty Montgomery, Aaron Jones left the game against Chicago. What's the latest?
Well, let's start with Aaron Jones, who was carted off with a knee injury and immediately ruled out, indicating at some points a serious knee injury, but it doesn't sound like, Kay, that's what this is. I'm told based on the initial diagnosis, it is an MCL sprain or partial tear. Really the same thing. He's going to have an MRI today, and the expectation is that he will miss a couple games, but not expected at this point to be season-ending, so you likely will see the rookie running back for the Packers who is impressed. You'll likely see him before the end of the season. With Ty Montgomery, he left the game with a rib injury, and remember, he missed a game earlier in the year with a couple cracked ribs. He's going to have some tests today. We do not know whether or not these things are related. Obviously, the Packers are going to be extremely cautious regarding his status and the position he plays.
All right, Ian, I need you to clear something up for me. The Packers, they released Martellus Bennett, and then the Patriots came in and claimed him, but when he was with the Packers, they said that he didn't disclose a shoulder injury. He had some choice words on social media about what was going on in the team doctor. He actually played in the game because we knew that he was injured and looked good when he received the ball. What's the latest on that whole situation?
He did play last night, 7 snaps, ended up with 3 catches, 38 yards for the Patriots, just 3 days after they claimed him. And there is a lot of backstory here. First of all, we do know that Martellus Bennett was released or waived by the Packers for failing to disclose for what they believe was failing to disclose an injury that he suffered with the Patriots. He's dealing with a torn rotator cuff, also has damage to the labrum. And when he was with the Packers, after seeking several opinions, he decided to have surgery and then retire. Okay, well, then they release him because it wasn't their injury. He gets claimed by the Patriots after telling teams, don't claim me, I'm retiring and having surgery. And then Bill Belichick says, just come on the field and just let's see what happens. And then he played last night. It's unbelievable.
Wow, wild story there, Ian. Last but not least, no good news here for the Steelers with corner Joe Hayden reportedly breaking his fibula yesterday against the Colts. What's the recovery process for that? This is the pass defense that is number 2 in the league right now, and he's been a big contributor to that.
Yeah, he has been a huge addition. This is not great news, but it's really not awful news. A broken fibula usually keeps a player out for 6 to 8 weeks. My understanding is, best case scenario, he could actually be back in 3 weeks. This is not a severe fracture. This is more like a hairline fracture for Joe Hayden. So There's a chance he could be back within a month, but at the very least, what it seems right now, when the Steelers make the playoffs, which seems like a foregone conclusion, they do expect Joe Hayden to be out there in their secondary.
They'll have to do without him this week, though. Thursday Night Football against the Titans. 2 playoff teams. Big implications there right here on NFL Network. Great stuff with NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. Coming up, 7 straight wins. The Saints, are they suddenly the best team in the NFC? They're running Jerusalem.